Y'all, what's up? It's your girl, Miss Via the Diva, coming to you live from my cool, humble abode. Okay. And I say that now because it was indeed a hot girl summer, but not the kind of hot girl summer I want. It has been a rough weekend. So, nothing I wanted to do this weekend went as planned. Um, But there are a couple of topics I want to talk about before I lay me down to sleep. Okay. First of all, it is Sunday night. Okay. And hello, Disco Risco official. First of all, I just want to say it's the weekend. And there's something about Sunday. And for me, it's not because, oh my God, I dread getting up and going to my job. It's just always an awkward period of time. You're transitioning from freedom to sleep in, freedom and flexibility to do whatever the hell you want to do. And now here Monday come knocking. Again, I'm like this comedian I'm just in love with that's online, Julian Cross. Oh my God, he's right. Henry Ford need his behind whooped for creating the 40-hour work week. Like there is no reason for us. And it's very unbalanced. I'm off for 4 days. We don't need to work 40 hours. You know, you can do, what is it, 32 hours and probably be just as productive. Because you need really at least 3 days, 72 hours. 48 hours is not enough. So, anyway, needless to say, I'm just in that period where I was like, I kind of want to cook this chicken tonight because now my house is cool. Y'all, yesterday, I don't know, it's probably about 2, 3 o'clock. I walk around the corner to my kitchen and I just felt this incredible amount of heat hit me. And I'm like, the oven ain't still on. Nothing is on. Why does it feel like we about to cook? The AC went out. And this is probably like the fourth or fifth time, probably sixth time I've had to have someone come out here to the property to fix the AC. This is southern Nevada where the temperatures will soar. Right now, I think the highest we've seen so far this summer, I believe, is 117. This weekend, it was 114 on Saturday. Okay. And then it was today, it got up to 110. So as soon as I realized what was happening, I looked at my thermostat. It says 75. It's 81 in the house, right? So by the time Teddy from the, and I should say Minister Teddy because he a minister too, bless his heart, he been out here, I've seen that man 3 times since this all started. And before that, in March, my AC went out, which I was fine with. I was like, oh, good. It's the spring. Hello, Izzy Davis. Welcome. I was so happy that I'm cool. That's how I'm doing. I'm cool. And I was so happy it broke. I said, well, at least now it broke in the fall. We're good, right? So later on, it happens again. And this is before temperatures really got high. This must have been back in June. So between June and July now, we have been cooking in this house. My poor dog was panting, and I had her directly under a fan, okay? I went out to Lowe's and got a floor fan. I got this little cheap ass tower fan. Y'all do not get the little cheap off brand tower fan, mini fan for your desk. It feels like someone is just blowing cool air out their mouth, basically. That's what it feels. It don't do nothing. When you put it on high, it feels the same as low. Don't do it. I'm taking it back tomorrow. Needless to say, it got to 91 degrees in this house, and it was 100 and what was it, 107? No, it was 108 outside. That's how hot it was in this house. and people are like, "Oh, you should go to a hotel." Well, when you gonna go to a hotel and you ain't got no money? Okay, that's what people don't understand. Like, I can't just get up and go, but I definitely will be starting a hotel fund for the summers, at least until I own my own home, and hopefully have a better AC unit than this. This unit was manufactured in 2012, so I don't know what the deal is, but Teddy promises, Mr. Teddy promises that he has fixed the entire electrical system outside. Okay. And God bless HVAC people. I don't know how y'all do it. I'd even considered doing it when I lost my job, what, 2 years ago? God, it's been 2 years. Woo! Jesus, how time flies. Well, I lost my job 2 years ago because I was like, at this point, F corporate America, let's go do something else, right? So, needless to say, Ava and I are now nice and cold. Um, and, it's at 75 right now. It took about 4 or 5 hours for it to reach a normal temp. So hopefully they don't have to come back out, because if they do, I'm gonna run out this house screaming, and I can't afford to move, so that's why I'm still here. Um, because it's just really, it's just one thing after another. It's like the AC, you gotta maintain it or replace it, because keeping replacing parts. But he said once it gets to 20 years, that's when you really should be concerned. And my friend that is an engineer, she said the same thing too. So I think what is Rosemary, an electrical engineer? I think she's an electrical engineer. But either way, that happened this weekend. So I was suffering, and I was on the verge of a complete meltdown and breakdown, because I was just like, God, what did I really do in life to deserve to have all these crises? Because I was telling somebody, I said, since 2016, and this is how far back this goes, it seems like I can't get my footing, especially on the financial front. I was fine for so long in LA. The first 2 years, you had to thug it out, struggle it out. But once I got my footing, I was good. But now it just seems like every time, and then, like, I was trying to explain to my great aunt, who is a boomer, she's 85 years old and has no clue what goes on in the mad real world. She seems to think that, you should be able to save money. Baby, what we gonna save? Every dime, the majority of us that work 40 hours a week, all of it goes on what? Bills. I saw a young lady crashing out recently where she was like, F it, I'm just going to go do something. I'm going to treat myself to something. And you should at this point, because what are they going to do? And especially now in Vegas, if you don't pay your electric bill, hey, that's fine, because guess what? They can't shut it off because you're under a heat advisory. They shut it off, somebody could die from heat exhaustion. Um, but I am going to pay my electric bill and my water bill, because I don't want to be without that. And I definitely have to have my Cox, even though it barely works sometimes. Um, but I wanted to hop and have a conversation about online dating. And I'm just going to preface it and start it off like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Some of y'all, first of all, your survival instincts are zero. Okay? I don't know who told you, yeah, let me go on the date with the guy I just met on this app, hop in the car and go for a ride. Girl, he might unalive you. Same thing for men too. Y'all probably get together too and go do stuff and didn't know the lady was a psycho, okay? Or the man is a psycho, or whatever it is you're into. But there are two stories that I have seen recently that disturbed the hell out of me. So a young lady out of Glendale, Arizona, I think her name was Ariana. I want to say Ariana Presley. I could be wrong. Single mother, has a daughter, had a fur baby, met a guy online. First date is a movie date. Cool, not my thing. I wouldn't do that as a first date. But because I prefer doing a meet and greet first, like meet up for coffee or, like at a Starbucks or a local coffee house, something. I don't mind lunch either. I just need a face to face time to kind of feel you out and see what it is that you're about, right? Nah, meet me at my apartment. Now he knows where you live. Get in the car and you don't come back. You don't come back. No one has seen or heard from you. You ain't FaceTime with your daughter. The dog is in the kennel and has no food and water. This fool, I'm talking about the dude, I think she was a young black woman, white male, and that has nothing to do with, although statistically they the more likely ones to unalive you statistically if you watch enough ID channel and Oxygen like I do. Um, he spent the day in preparation for their date going back and forth to some area and dug some shallow grave. And after the movies, took her there and I guess probably, essayed her and unalived her, took her out. And that's unfortunate because now you have a child that doesn't have a mother. People, y'all got to be smarter about that. First of all, you should have met him at the movies, and I'm not chastised. I'm just saying when you have online dates, meet them. But let me tell you another thing, especially women need to do. Not only do you need to arm yourself, but you also need to be prepared and make a decision. Get you a Ben verified account. Now, it's not going to give you everything, but pay that monthly fee. All you need 9 times out of 10 is a phone number, number one. If you get their phone number and it's their phone number that's in their name, it'll come up and you can find out all types of things. But if you really want to be crafty, find out their first and last name and date of birth. Plug that in. If you see a criminal history, sometimes it's just something as simple as traffic tickets. But if you see things like domestic disturbance, not domestic disturbance, TROs, temporary restraining order, things like that, yeah, you might want to reconsider that. Do your due diligence. Be hyper vigilant. Like, I don't mind meeting up with people. I think about some of the stupid stuff I did in college. I forgot what that online chat stuff was, but I remember I met a couple of people online, and I remember his name was Rainey. Oh, that man was fine. But either way, I met him. And he came to my dorm room and stuff like that, but I wasn't too scared because I was in a suite situation. And I was like, if he get me, somebody in the suite gonna hear me, okay? But I've done stuff like that. We've all been dumb, but there is too much technology and too much stuff out there that can keep us safe. And also, just for survival, get you a ID channel subscription or HBO Max and start watching some of that to see what happens to people. That's all. You gotta be hyped. And then if there are red flags, oh my God, this one young lady went on a hiking date, a trail run with this man, black woman, white male, and she was recording. Thank God for technology in this situation, because girl, if you hadn't been recording, you probably wouldn't have seen your parents again, like she said. So this was a second date. So I guess she felt comfortable enough to go in the woods with him. First of all, thankfully, I always tell people, please don't ask me to go on no type of hiking or anything like that or camping. I did enough of that with Uncle Sam. I'm good. Okay. I didn't like it when I had to do it for the military, and I definitely don't want to have to like it if I'm voluntarily doing it. Okay. I voluntarily signed up, but I didn't know we were going to be out in the woods digging our own bathrooms. Okay. Or restrooms or place to, either way. Remember that, what was it, the E2, whatever it was we used to go out there and start digging. But she goes running, and this dude shows her this tunnel. He said, this is where I was going to unalive you. And then in the captions, the little pre-made captions that I guess she typed in over her video, she says, I'm considering seeing him again. But you know what? I'm not surprised. She's not the first sister I've seen do this. Have y'all ever seen Worst Ex Ever? That very first episode of season 1, that black girl here in Vegas said the dude, who was fine as hell too, he was crazy as hell. He was just as crazy as he was fine. But she was like, he liked to do knife play and I let him. Like, intimate knife play. Like, at any moment, he probably could have struck you in the throat or anything and took you right on out. But old girl told me, yeah, I think I might see him again. I was like, oh, so that turned you on that he said he was going to murder you. Okay, unalive you. Girl, y'all need to get y'all lives together, young people, because, ain't no way. I keep telling people, y'all think that it's a game out here. No, there are people out here that like to do things to people for their own pleasure. They're called sociopaths. And if they really have no feelings at all, they're psychopaths. Like, they just purposely just do not give a damn. Sociopaths, they really don't have any feelings or don't care either at the same time. But at least they smart enough to play the game to lure you in just enough to get what they want out of it for their own pleasure. Okay? So, they sociable. Sociopaths are among us, but yeah. So young people, please, especially young women, please be wise about the decisions you make when you go out on these dates and meet people online, okay? Pay attention, stay alert, stay alive. And again, get Ben verified. As a matter of fact, Ben verified, y'all can hire me as a spokesperson right now because I can attest to the fact that I have done some deep dives and deep digging. And because who was that? Oh, one of my managers was like, you cyber stalk. It's not about cyber stalking. It's about finding out what I need to know. Okay. Because I needed to find something about a client because they wouldn't give up the information. I was like, oh, okay, fine. You don't want to tell us the name of your spouse? I'll find it. And I did. I got your name. I know your name. I know where you are. I will find you. Which is just really weird because I'm like, in order for us to do background checks, we need to know you named them as beneficiaries. So we kind of need to do a background check. What's the problem? Just give us the name. So anyway, yeah, be hyper vigilant and learn how to defend yourself too. I'm not saying that the techniques are always going to work, but baby, if a 60-some-year-old nurse can fight off her attacker, baby, you can too. There was a story, I forgot what happened, but the ex-husband was trying to have her taken out because he didn't want a divorce. Well, he didn't want to give up what he had to give up in the divorce. Usually there's always money. Also, I know some of us always want to participate and tell our truths and post whatever it is that we want to post on the internets and social media. But there is a young woman, a young mother of 3, I believe, who was taken out by her ex-partner or estranged husband. I think it was in Owasso, Oklahoma. I went to school in Tulsa. I'm familiar with the area. I know where that is. But you know how everyone's doing the Netflix challenge, which I kind of want to do myself, surviving being a preacher's kid. But she said, preparing for my documentary on how my husband's or my children's father is a pedo, a predator. I guess he was accused of having a relationship with a 15-year-old, and he saw the video. He knew where she lived, went there, and it was a double entendre. That's just what I'm gonna call it, because we can't say certain things. But anyways, he unalived her and unalived himself. So That's why I said double entendre. Um, and so I said I really wish she had waited to do that when he didn't know where she was. Got to be smarter about it. And I really hate that for those children. They don't have a mom or a dad. I think the other two children might be from a prior relationship from what I've read. But we got to be smarter because you don't know what's going to trigger somebody. I don't know if he had ever been violent towards her before. Maybe he didn't have a propensity for violence, but we got to be smarter. And then finally, I'm going to close out talking about Diva Ford or whatever his name is, Mr. I Like Young Girls. He is a product of why you should socialize your children. Okay? None of what happened to this young girl, Celeste, is her fault. First of all, she was too young to even understand what she was going through. I don't know what prior trauma it is that she went through because Lord knows some children as young as 3, 4, and 5 have bad things happen to them by older children, older family members that should not even be engaged in that type of behavior. So I don't know what kind of prior trauma she had to have her get with this man who had been homeschooled. I think he's an only child. I don't know. But either way, I know he was homeschooled and didn't have a lot of friends, if at all. And that's why I'm like, don't they have like little things for homeschool children where they get together, like a little basketball? Like, you should have socialized him. That's just the bottom line. Because the way he tried to ostracize this child, create a fantasy world, we know of one pregnancy termination. Somebody said there were several. I don't know the validity of that, but maybe when we get transcripts from the preliminary hearings, maybe we'll learn something then. But I also understand that the parents seemingly have been implicated and were complicit in allowing this young child to be with this grown man only because they were getting a kickback. It's almost as if she was basically a strawberry for them. And y'all need to look up what strawberry is if you don't know what that slang is. For the parents. And parents, there's some parents out there that are just scared. Now, I don't know how valid and true that is, but even before he was arrested and was facing prosecution, those stories were surfacing about how this young girl, parents basically were letting her go over there talking about, oh, she ran away, but you knew where she was, allegedly. I don't know. And I said, personally, quite frankly, dude, just go ahead and take a plea deal. Like, take the 25 to life. Because right now, I don't know. I think the death penalty, capital cases, if you do get convicted of a capital case, you will get that conviction, but there's a moratorium on it in California. So I don't think it's abolished, but I think there's a moratorium. I have to look that up and research that. But I think when I was studying for the bar exam many years ago, I know it's been a moratorium for a long time. And one of my friends was like, well, we need to hear he needs to defend. Yeah, he needs to defend himself. But baby, with all the evidence they laying out in these prelims, I would just go ahead and just plead guilty at this point. I mean, and throw yourself on the mercy of the court. And maybe they'll put you in solitary because you know how people feel about people who take out children. But he's very controlling. He is a predator and tried to control every aspect of this young girl's life from what is coming out of the news reports and news sources. But that's all I got I ain't got no more. Y'all, it's almost Monday. I can't believe it's Sunday. Just another manic Monday. I wish it was Sunday. Cause I don't have a one day. I was like, how she only got one day? She works 6 days a week, Lord. Oh Jesus, that Bengals were banging it out, weren't they? You know, they like, we work 6 days. I ain't gonna lie, I was supposed to go into the office this weekend to accomplish some things I didn't get to accomplish because I already told y'all my story in the prior video. CVS, the Adderall fiasco, didn't have my drugs. Speaking of which, real quick, I just read a story, y'all, and I'm trying to figure out, because I hate when you open up articles out of social media like Facebook. Sometimes the articles don't fully load it, and even if you hit read more, sometimes it don't always load. But a Netflix executive was terminated from his employment because during a workplace retreat, I guess during a trust circle or whatever it is they had, he admitted to taking women. I don't know if it was prescribed to him or someone he knew, but he said he took medically prescribed ketamine. I was like, was it illegal? Like, if the man was prescribed, it was the problem, but I have a feeling he probably wasn't and just admitted that he was taking somebody else's prescription. Like, people pass out Adderall like candy, which is why people can't get it and it's overly controlled now by the feds. Anyway, y'all, he was making $1.1 million a year. I'm like, do y'all need somebody to come and take his job? Is this still open? Because I'm available for 1.1 million. I don't even need a bonus. Just give me the 1.1 million because let's see, 33 and a third is probably going to go to the government. I could still live off about 500,000-600,000 a year. I'd be good. I'd be real good. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. So y'all be careful what y'all share down to the job. Because sometimes somebody might be gunning for your role and they just be like, Diva says she used ketamine. We should look into that. I'm like, well, did you drug test him down? Is he still on ketamine? I mean, my God. That's like somebody saying, I smoke marijuana and they live in Mississippi, Alabama. I'm like, who cares? Hell, the majority of the states have decided it's profitable and let's all smoke. But I don't know about ketamine. I don't even know what it's about. I just know that part of that is what took out that dude that used to play on Friends. That much I do know. But anyways, y'all make it a great week. I have been Miss Sophia the Diva. Be sure to like, subscribe and share. And who knows? I might hop back on here again real soon. I don't know. I kind of like it here again. Maybe, just maybe, if I like it here, maybe I can get back up on stage soon. And then maybe, just maybe, I'll get discovered. And then 1.1 million will be nominal. Who knows? And y'all pray my AC continues to work for the rest of the week. For the rest of the summer. I don't care if it breaks down in the winter. I like warm in the winter, in the heater. I doubt it's going anywhere. Anyways, y'all, go be great. Do great things. Don't get caught up in a trick bag. And to stay alive, get you a Ben Verified account.